Guys, I got some life pro tips for you today. I got some stuff that you maybe have never considered before. I've been complaining, when it's too cold. Then I turn the heat on, it's too damn hot. So I turn it off tomorrow, wake up in the morning, too damn cold. Too damn cold. How do you solve this constant thermodynamic seesaw? Set your thermostat a little lower. Set your thermostat a little lower and turn the heat on. Don't turn your thermostat up really high because it's really cold. And then when the heat kicks in, you're like, it's too damn hot. I'm going to turn the heat off completely. You can just set it to if you want to be at 70, you can just set it at 70 and leave it at 70 and kind of leave it on. You got any other ones? Phone low on battery? Plug it in. Plug it in when you're not using it. And then your phone will stay at a higher level of battery. What if I'm still tired in the morning? That one's tough. That one's tough. Because you know what's funny is that it's as obvious as the other tips, but people act like it's harder. You just got to go to bed a little earlier. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. You'll in all likelihood, you'll get 30 minutes more sleep. I've been enjoying your Phil Fish spin the block joke all weekend. That's so good. I'm glad that one person's enjoyed the joke. Man, Phil Fish, the original guy to spin the block. Phil Fish, the kind of guy who's the first guy to spin the block. And a lot of people say +2, but then a lot of people go, I don't get it. Oh, really? You don't get it? Press, go to the Fez, boot up Fez, go outside of Gomez's first room, and then press left, right, RT, LT, up, down, Y, X, A, B, and I will show you where the treasure is hidden. Phil Fish really didn't have to say that, though. Actually, it's funny when in an argument over video games, it's very funny to tell someone to suck your dick and choke on it. I think it was funny then, but at the time we all had to moralize. We all had to be like, you can't say that. 12, 13 years later at this point, I think we could say that's pretty funny. Yeah. On Friday, I hit the school with the school. I heard the school was looking for another droid. I will have to say, and the teacher loved it. Sorry, I just realizing we covered this on Friday, but we went to a school Halloween party after school on Friday. I wore my C-3PO outfit, which admittedly is just like a C-3PO hoodie and a pair of golden pants. And then my kid said, I don't want to be R2-D2 anymore. I was R2-D2 all day at school. So my dumbass was just standing there at the Halloween party. Adults who were not dressed up as anything were coming up to me going, what's with the outfit? And I was like, I'm C-3PO. And they're like, do you like Star Wars? And I'm like, not really. And I had to explain that 3 months ago, my daughter decided to be R2-D2, and then she wore the costume for half a day and then decided she didn't want to be R2-D2 anymore. But I left my street clothes at home because the C-3PO outfit was already really warm. So all of a sudden, I show up and I'm just C-3PO and there's no R2-D2. Now they think I'm like a Star Wars guy, man. Didn't even see the 9th movie? Yeah, they're calling me the most base Star Wars enjoyer. Saw The Last Jedi and went, wow, that was really good. Sidestepped the rest of the controversy. They literally hit Control-Z on that and then said, let's make the 7th movie again, which is just the first movie all over again. And I said, I'm out. I'm never seeing anything you guys do ever again. And then I'll admit in a moment of weakness, like right after my kid was born, literally like in the 2 weeks right after she was born, I watched The Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2. And I was like, wow, Season 2 was really good. I can't wait to see Season 3. And then Season 3 came out and I was just like, I'm not going to watch that. I think, to be honest, they're calling me one of... I don't know if I'm great at buying, okay? I don't know if I'm great at buying media. Like, I don't think I get in early on many media trends that then blow up. But I'm great at getting out before they turn off the music. Let me just put it that way. I think I'm absolutely fantastic at being like, it seems like the vibe has shifted. I'm going to get out while the getting is good. I did watch all of Game of Thrones, unfortunately. That's true. You're breathtaking at it. Yes, thank you. My title is Lava Chicken. 6 and 7. Say 6 and 7, man. It's funny as hell. Not just for children, but for adults as well. -2, -2, -2. Shut the fuck up. You're like 24. You're not the arbiter of what's cool anymore. 10-year-olds are the arbiters of what's cool. Sorry to tell you. And guess what? It's going to be that way forever. So I hope you enjoyed being part of the zeitgeist while it lasted, because now it's gone forever. You don't know anyone that's 10? Gagi, I know lots of people that are 10. Lots of my daughter's classmates have older siblings. That's where the 6-7 thing really came to fruition here, because we went to a birthday party, and there were older siblings at the birthday party, and they had a balloon that was a 6 and a balloon that was a 7. And the kid just kept grabbing them and going, 6-7, 6-7. And then, I swear to you, so my daughter came back from the indoor playground, and she was like, guess what? And I said, what? And there's no way I could have possibly guessed this. She went, one of the older boys said, 6-7. And then I said 6-7, and he said, say that again. And then I said 6-7, and he said, give me a high five, and I gave him a high five. And I said, honey, congratulations, you're cool now. And the smile just lit up her face, man. And this, you're going to get mad about 6-7. It's literally so like people between the ages of 5 and 11 can bond. And you're going to be like, that's stupid. You were doing the same shit in like 2012 with YOLO and swag. And then I say swag, and you say, you can't say swag. It's kind of, honestly, no disrespect, it's kind of sad that you guys are still out here telling me that Minecraft parodies used to be better. Like, let it go. You're old now. You're not old in a cosmic sense. Even the earth is young in a cosmic sense. But like, you're old from an internet monoculture standpoint. It's time to choose cold plunge, podcast tech bro, or baggy sweater, librarian phenotype, okay? The earlier you choose, the better. Otherwise, you're going to end up being that 62-year-old Chinese guy in Holt Renfrew wearing the head-to-toe Gucci tracksuit, okay? Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to say is young people are so stupid. Not like 10-year-olds, but like, how old are you? 23? 23-year-olds are very stupid. In their head, obviously they don't believe this outwardly, but subconsciously they believe that old people chose to be born old and were not ever young at any given point. They can't imagine that someone who's like 63 used to be 15. They're like, you must have just gotten spat out. Why? Literally, you rolled a character that was 63? What's wrong with you, bro? The atmosphere of Mars is 2% is this noble gas element. 2% of the atmosphere. This is a crazy barstool question, man. 2% of the atmosphere of Mars is this noble gas? I have no fucking idea, man. Fucking argon. Oh, it's fucking argon, bro. Oh my God. Holy shit, that's crazy. Why'd you say that? As far as I know, it's the first noble gas. And I figure like it's probably easier for more basic elements to be found in abundance. What about helium? It wouldn't be that shit. Otherwise, everyone on Mars would be talking funny. Like, I didn't even think that needed to be mentioned. Duh. Ah, shit. I'm pretty sure that's Paul Mescal. And, sorry, my spacebar appears to have broken over the weekend. I must have dropped some fried chicken in my keyboard. I think you might be Katie Holmes. You have a certain Katie Holmesian Carthel tilt. Yeah, that's Katie Holmes, bro. And you know what's funny? Someone in chat just saw you say Britney Spears. Katie Holmes and Britney Spears do have a very similar face, but that's I don't know what to tell you just because that's not Britney. In fact, Britney is the most wrong answer because it's so clearly Katie that it can't be Britney, but it could be anybody else. Low key, that's kind of what Treya Savage looks like. You're not wrong. That is kind of what Treya Savage looks like. Please don't talk about baseball. It's my fault. Can I say that Jays fans do not deserve to suffer, but I deserve to suffer because I tried to sip from the chalice of glory without previously having gone through the ardor of filling it with tears. I tried to get a freebie. I tried to hop on a bandwagon and taste victory without having suffered first. And I should have known. So that's my fault. I apologize for that. Wait, okay, this is easy. Kind of. Stop. The funky chicken, the stop sign, the fire engine. These are like dances. These are gimmick dance. Maybe the pickup sticks is a dance too, but it's also or maraschino cherry might be a dance. The clown nose, a bouncy castle, balloon animals. These are like things you would see at a birthday party. A whoopee cushion. Things a clown has? What? Jigsaw puzzle, sea monkey, light bright Lego set. Appropriate birthday gifts for a child. I'm freaking the fuck out, man. The stop sign, the fire engine, the funky chicken, and the maraschino cherry. Is the maraschino cherry a dance? I'm freaking the fuck out, dude. Adjective plus animal? Wait, well, is there like oxymorons? No. It's got to be adjective animal. Ending with animals, okay. That took out sea monkeys, which makes me feel that you can go light bright jigsaw puzzle Lego set. Pickup sticks is pissing me the fuck off, though. Bouncy castle? Inflatable things. Bouncy castle, water wings, whoopee cushion, balloon animal. There were like 3 red herrings this week. Lego set, light bright, jigsaw puzzle, pickup sticks. Those are things with a lot of pieces, and then these are gimmick dances. Things that are red. Oh, shit. What the hell happened? Okay, well, I'm realizing now, I'm going in reverse and I'm realizing what happened. The stop sign is a dance where you like, you hold your hand up and go like that, I think. The fire engine, I'm realizing now I got it confused with the sprinkler. The one where you like stick your arm out and then go like this. I thought that was like the fire engine or something like that because you're shooting water. But that's, now that I think about it, it's a sprinkler. They're in connections, they're both things that would extinguish a fire, but they didn't fit for this one. Lil Pump or J Balvin? I ask this every time, and I never mean to be insensitive. Lil Pump is the one who died. No, he's not. Lil Peep is the one who died. The picture looks like he died. That's XXX Temptation. I thought XXX Temptation was still alive. He just got beaten up in that Planet Fitness. He also died. Fuck, man, I can't keep it straight. Well, who the hell got? That's Tekashi 6ix9ine who got beaten up in the Planet Fitness. My bad. I'm not. I swear, I'm not playing this for laughs. It's just we go through the same process every single time. The Gucci Gang was kind of like a flash in the pan. And J Balvin, I don't really know that much about him, but he did have his own special ride on Peloton, so he must be somewhat he must be the most popular artist in the world. He must be the most popular artist in human history, apparently. I had no idea. We getting sturdy, y'all. It's going to be Tate McRae. I think it's going to be Jay-Z Overlord. Simply, and I'm being sincere with you, I think Jay-Z probably, this picture always cracks me up, man, with the rollerball gear. I feel like Jay-Z, first off, it looks like he's doing a child's cough into the microphone. Like he's not trying to dampen the cough at all or cover his mouth. He's just coughing into the mic with his whole chest. Like his eyes are kind of popping out of his head. I think this is like 82% Empire State of Mind. I'm going to say it's Jay-Z over Don Toliver. But Don Toliver, I want him on my squad if we're playing Roller Champions for sure. I think it's good. Dude, we were in like a Daiso this weekend. Daiso playing some freaky ass music out at the Lansdowne Town Center in Richmond, British Columbia. The least horny song they played was Mr. Lonely by Akon. But can I say, they did also play Smack That. And they played one song I'd never heard of that goes, and I don't know, it might be Rihanna, that goes, rude boy, tell me, are you big enough? Rude boy, tell me, are you hot enough? Take it. She was going off, man. I was like, we're trying to buy like 200 yen oyochas in here. The hell are they doing? They're selling like kids' toys. They're playing Love in This Club by Usher. You never heard Rude Boy? I was off in Daegu, South Korea, listening to Americano, and then like that's when I reached for my revolver on repeat, man. I think it's Don Tolliver. I think Akon's he's kind of old school. Can I say something? I don't give a fuck that Super Size Me is fake. I still think that movie's good. Now, logically, that doesn't make any sense. But, like, I would still watch it no matter what. I would still watch it and be like, this shit's great, man. It's fake? Well, it's not fake in the sense that, like, I mean, McDonald's is obviously not good for you. But, like, all the shit that went wrong with his body was because he was drinking, like, a handle of vodka a day. The whole time he was doing Super Size Me, which is crazy. And then the gall of Morgan Spurlock to like put in the movie the part where the doctor says, your liver is basically the liver of an end-stage alcoholic. And he was like, whoa, can you guys believe that McDonald's did this to me while he was like an active alcoholic? Is fucking crazy. But I also think that it's a little swag. He lied to get his agenda across, but his agenda was probably true. And the movie's heat. I don't know what you want me to say. The movie's heat. He went beast mode. It's funny because this was like 2005. This was probably like at an 8.6 or something like that. But I feel like it's come down, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's still up there, man. Nah, the IMDb audience is too discerning to be deceived by that kind of propaganda, I guess. He did go feast mode. I do remember, though, even as a kid, well, I was like 16, I guess, but watching Super Size Me and being like, I was like, I know this shit is not good for you. But the dude ate like 4 days straight of McDonald's and was like, I'm going to die. And I was like, that seems a little much. That's kind of insane. I think you could tank like at least a couple weeks of McDonald's before you started to feel like your heart was going to explode. Half the streamers I know eat like that. I mean, it's 9:36 a.m. I've already had donut holes, fried chicken, and pizza, and a cup of coffee. Like this, all I need is a few cigarettes and maybe like a handle of vodka, and I'm on the Morgan Spurlock diet. And I feel great, honestly. I feel fantastic, man. Taiwan? Yeah, I have no idea. So that's a little warmer, which has me feeling like we might be in like New Zealand. Can I hit you with something insane? How about Antarctica? No, I did not mean Vatican City, although they're cool there too, I guess. How about, well, here we go again. Marshall Islands. That's cooler. How about Tuvalu? How about Samoa? How about American Samoa, which is a territory, not a country? I'll meet you there. How about Palau? It was Palau recently, so it's probably not Palau. How about Vanuatu? How about, did I do Tuvalu? How about Kiribati? Kiribati's cool. How about Fiji? How about the fucking Solomon Islands? How about Easter Island? Did I mean Sri Lanka? What the fuck kind of autocomplete search function are you using? No, I didn't mean Sri Lanka, bro. So we're closest to Fiji and Samoa. I guess it would have behooved me to know and look what those were as I was guessing, I suppose. Why am I looking like I'm going to be more likely to get it? The South, I think this is in like South America, the South Sandwich Islands, Tuvalu, Vanuatu, Kiribati, Palau. Micronesia is always in play. That's a little up there, though. So we did Samoa. Tonga? Ow! Oh, shit! The island nowhere. One time when I was on Hawaii, I went to a luau, and they did one hour of the luau was the guy going, the warriors from the island nation of Tonga. And he did that for like every Pacific island, and then they would come on and do like a warrior dance. And that's kind of what goes through my head every single time I end up somewhere in the Pacific Islands. The proud warriors of Fiji. I just think about that. And then I go Survivor, and then I just kind of send it at that point. Yeah, it's February 15th, 2013, y'all. What the hell were we watching back then? Hollywood Accounting, this thing, it grossed 24 million. It started 9 million up, bro. Bruce Willis, 2013. It's an action thriller. Could be Die Hard 5, Die Hard, which is A Good Day to Die Hard. Yep, okay. Didn't see that one. Iconoclastic. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia. Okay, that's kind of sick. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Russia is kind of awesome. Iconoclastic, Take No Prisoners cop, John McClane. That's not, you don't want that, man. Sorry, 1 second. I'm being legit with you, though. I'm pretty sure, like, you want a cop to take some prisoners. Not all of the crimes are require that level of extrajudicial action, man. It's insane to do. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, that's the one thing you want a cop to do is maybe take some prisoners. Unaware that Jack is really a highly trained CIA operative out to stop a nuclear weapons heist. With the Russian underworld in pursuit and battling a countdown to war, the two McClanes discover that their opposing methods make them unstoppable heroes. So what's he doing over there? What's John McClane? See, John McClane works for like the LAPD or something, right? What the hell's he doing in Moscow, man? Vacation, of course. Josh Duhamel, is this like a direction thing? Did they tell you to do that? You know, one of the things that's crazy, I don't know, I don't think this is just a Disneyland / Disney World thing. Why are there so many guys in America who hold their girlfriend by the back of the neck like they're grabbing Okja to put them in the corral to take them to the abattoir? You know what I mean? And I know some of you are out there going like, oh, wait, I do this? But like when you see this, it's just, I'm not saying they're assaulting them. I'm just saying it's strange. My mom used to hit me with that one. Like the Vulcan death pinch on the back of the neck. I think it's kind of crazy. I knew it was crazy because I saw it. And I was like, I'm going to remark upon that to my wife. But sometimes I remark upon stuff like that to my wife. And she goes, nobody cares about that at all. And so sometimes I keep it inside, learn how to hide my feelings. But then later that day, she was like, I've been seeing a lot of people that are holding their wife like around their neck like this. And I was like, thank you for mentioning that. There was a guy at college who, when he hugged women, would stroke the back of their head. He also said women were not capable of being philosophers. That's rough. I think everybody went to high school with like one guy who was always offering to give back massages. And this one I want to say, and this doesn't happen that often, but you can be a non-creep back massage guy. And you're going to say, you don't know them. I do. I know non-creep back massage guys. But there is a distinction between the creep back massage guy and the non-creep back massage guy. The non-creep back massage guy always gives you like two of these on the shoulders, and then he hits you with something funny, like a and then like a full hand slap on your shoulder blades. That guy's cool. But then there's always one guy who's like, you know, the girl in 11th grade is like, I've had such a hard day. And he's like, you look like you need a massage. And you're like, where the fuck did you learn that one, you fucking weirdo? 16-year-old boy, what the fuck are you talking about? You look like you need a massage. How would you know? You don't know shit about anything. He was usually the honors English teacher. Not at our school. At our school, he was the computer technology teacher and volleyball coach. But yes, I do believe that. I don't know if this is still the case, but definitely back in the day, every school had one teacher who was shouldn't have been doing that. Shouldn't have been doing that. Does the insane cope spewed by Blue Jays fans the last 36 hours redeem the Dodgers at all? Listen, one thing you need to know, because presumably you're going to be alive for 50 plus years from this point onwards, you have to get off of social media. You have to stop letting your lens of what's going on in the culture be dominated by the 5% of the population that is the most insane. It's sports. It doesn't matter. There will be people in my chat that are like, I saw one insane Blue Jays guy who was saying that Dodger Stadium should be hit by a nuclear missile. And they use that to like justify that all Blue Jays fans are bad. And then on the other side, did you see the Dodgers fans that were laughing when George Springer tore his oblique? And you're like, oh, buddy, these people are insane. Everybody's evil. That's what you need to know. The first thing you need to know is absolutely everybody's evil. Nobody's good. Nobody's pure. Have you guys heard of the concept of original sin? Sit down. I'm turning my chair backwards. Streamer who sits backwards in his Herman Miller Aeron. That could be a bit. Streamer who sits back, cool streamer who sits backwards in his DX Racer. I forgot what I was talking about. You have to get off social media. I hope, I don't think I'm ever going to get to the point where I don't hear it. But I hope that we're at peak, like, did you see this insane person? Did you see this insane person online? I'm just going to assume that this represents absolutely everybody, and I'm going to form all of my opinions as a reaction to this. You gotta get off social media. And then when other adults are like, take a look at this is crazy, you have to make fun of them. You have to be like, you're like 41 years old. Why are you on Twitter? You should be like reading books or, listen, this is obviously biased. You should just be like watching sports, and then when your team loses, just be like, I'm gonna turn off the TV. I'm not gonna go to Twitter and be like, let's see what the morons are saying about this. Are you crazy? It's like, I'm going to drink poison and then be surprised when my tummy hurts. Like, what are you talking about? Fucking, I was going to say Vercingetorix. I meant to say Mithridates the Fourth. Motherfucker. Mogged, I'm afraid. Los Angeles Kings, born in North America. Marty McSorley. Marty McSorley. Marty Mac. Sorley. Marty McSorley. There he is. Who, again, I must tell you, is not dead, even though they use a black and white photo. Let's go Lubomir Visnovsky for born outside of... That's the same guy. That's the same fella. I'm sorry to tell you. That's the same guy. St. Louis Blues, born in North America. Maybe you've heard of him. Doug Gilmour, noted insurance salesman. Who's also got a little... The Doug Gilmour Canadians photo is so good because he was literally like 47 years old when this photo was taken. I love the Doug Gilmour on the Habs photo, man. It's so good. Director, actor, Johnny Depp. 85 to 2015, double letter word and title. Genre comedy. Comedy, we got to go Mordecai. Classic film. I can't not laugh at his Daniel Bruhl ass mustache, hair, and poster get up for Mordecai, man. I can't not laugh at it. This fucker, if you were seeing advertisements for movies back in like 2015, this motherfucker was everywhere, dude. He was everywhere. Pissing me the fuck off. 85 to 2015, we'll go with The Tourist. This fucking look is even worse. Can we say this now? I'm sorry, the real millennial trauma is not 3 once-in-a-lifetime recessions. It's having to deal with like 2 decades of every woman in our life being like, Johnny Depp is fucking hot, man. So fucking annoying. No, he's not, bro. Look at him. Look at him. Listen to him. In the 90s, I'll give you that. I'll give you that in the 90s. Like in Ed Wood, for example. That was a pretty good movie, Grid. I used to work with a lady who's nice. She's a nice lady. She was pissing me off. She was always telling me that her 2 celebrity crushes were The Rock and Johnny Depp. And I was like, am I finally meeting the median voter? Am I finally meeting? Like, don't get me wrong. The Rock is... He's on steroids, which is fine considering what he's done in his life. You know, he's a professional wrestler. You kind of, you know, it's like being mad at someone in New York for eating a slice of pizza. But like, I don't know if I've ever considered The Rock like a sex symbol. To be fair, I'm not into men, but I always thought he was more like kind of like an action figure. He was kind of like a posable doll or something like that. Like he has. I'm sorry, if you have big muscles and you don't swear, you don't fuck. And I'm not saying that The Rock doesn't fuck, because he's probably fucked. But if you're like, look at how fucking strong I am. By the way, I will never be caught dead saying the F word because it's bad for my brand. You don't fuck. You're not a real fucker. You don't have if you have a cock, show it. Prove it. He did. He fucked when he made that rap. That rap that he should not have made on that WWE album. He was still fucking back then, 100%. Somewhere around Jumanji 1 or 2, he stopped fucking, I think. No, not the It's About Drive, It's About Power one. I'm talking about the other one, and if you don't know about it, then that's good for you. But you'll find out about it, and you'll be like, what the hell? I actually think it's base not to swear. I don't know what to tell you. What's that guy's name? Okay, Brian Regan. A lot of comedians have to swear to sell records. I know Brian Regan's pretty funny, but that's very Quirk Chungus.
Axel. A noun.
I would did the fucker from Twisted Metal. I did the dude whose arms are big fucking tires instead of the actual word. No, not Axl Rose. Axl Rose is no E's. This is Axel, the guy who's perennially angry because Calypso turned him into a truck. Or he turned him into like a damn hoverboard or something like that. He goes to Calypso and goes like, I want to be the best at Twisted Metal. And then they were like, surprise. Dan, I'm sorry to tell you this. I know this is bait, but I love taking your bait, to be honest with you. I think it makes for great content. You will not see me playing Arc Raiders. I meant what I said in chat. Streets are calling it the #1 game. No offense to the Arc Raiders streamers who I know are in chat right now. They're calling it the #1 game on Twitch this autumn to have your chat start asking each other what they're going to have for lunch while 3 people type in all caps, "You have blue wires in your backpack! You have blue wires in your backpack!" Snack on, Chibli, snack on. It's me. It's me, Trump Churro. Trump Churro. They covered me with cinnamon sugar, Chibli. They say I'm delicious. I already knew that. Tell me something I don't know. It's going to be this. It's going to be the Trump Churro for sure. I got to say, I still... They're LA nachos. The pound $16.50 is a little heavy for me. I go with the buffalo chicken with waffle fries on that one. You probably keep the bowl. Huge. Because literally, I just went to the stadium after moving in. I haven't had a chance to buy a bowl, which would be probably one of the first things that I would buy after I moved in, because like 80% of food is eaten out of one. I moved in and I said, oh shit, I got to go to the stadium right away. I mean, they both look bad. Let's start there. This looks really bad. It's just like I don't know what to pick. I'm just being honest with you. What do you mean with the question marks? Do they look bad? This looks fucking bad, man. The cheese is melted but clearly cold and congealed. The chicken is like just chicken breast. They've kind of cut it. They didn't even tear it. It just looks like dry ass chicken breast. I don't even know. I don't even see like a single tortilla chip existing here. You know those tortilla chips are soft as fuck, man. But then like, I'm not anti-vegan food. I really believe that a vegan pie at a stadium is probably going to be close to the platonic unideal of vegan food. But I do think the fries with the gravy looks pretty good. And I think the average person voting on this is not very smart. So, okay, fair enough. I actually think they both look pretty good. Your thumb is freaking me the fuck out. That is crazy, man. I think the sausage roll looks a little better. 25%, that's a decent looking sausage roll, man. I'm okay with losing on this one. I think the chicken carvery, despite the price, looks pretty good, man. That's a perfect scrandle. Wasn't very hard, but still. You know what, England? Get in here. You're okay. Just kidding. The nacho stuff pisses me off. But not as much as I'm still trying to figure out the rule of thumb for hot dogs and sausages in Scrandle. Because, like, you eat sausages just on their own. So why are they getting so fucking pissed off when it's not in a bun and it's just served with a piece of bread? The nachos are from Nashville? Yeah, but it's mostly British people who are voting on it. And we've seen what they've done with their votes historically. I don't really know because they've had like 9 elections in the last 6 years or something like that, but I'm mostly talking about Brexit, I think. Confirmed in 2014 with the discovery of the brothers' poem, Charaxos and Larachos were brothers of what mysterious classical poet? Homer. Advising the young girls of Lesbos to age gracefully, the Tithonus poem is a fragment by what ancient writer? Oh yeah, it's important that she was from Lesbos. To this day, we still have a lesbian synonym named for what S woman? Sophia? Sappho! Oh, they gave us a point. We take those. I always called her Sophia. We go way back like that, though. What do you mean glue? That's correct for 1 point. Take that point away. I literally got it right. A and C are right next to each other on the keyboard. Come on, man. You know Sappho? I assure you I do not know Sappho. I know Saturnalia, and you are no Saturnalia. You know sapphic? That's why I typed Sophia, obviously. So why are you hitting me with question marks? I knew it was sapphic. Ick is it turns it into an adjective. So I was like, it must be someone's name. I thought Sophia. Sounds pretty Greek to me. I knew sapphic, but not Sappho. Unfortunately, listen, I'm not saying nobody knew Sappho, but I am saying we live in a world where when you watch a streamer play trivia, if you didn't know it, but you thought you might be able to guess it, you have to pretend that you knew it like the other people in chat. You can't actually admit to not knowing things. Because if you didn't know things, that's very devastating these days. To not know everything despite having spent, 16 hours of every single day from birth online. What's your favorite sapphic novel? Probably Bound with Jennifer Tilly, if I had to guess. Not a novel? It is if you read the script. Certainly feels like Libya would be the furthest north. After that, things get a little complicated. Let's start with, so Senegal is north of everything else here. I think Cameroon comes next. And then I think it's Kenya, Rwanda, Zimbabwe. Oh, you didn't fucking know that, did you, you motherfucker? That's some knowledge you can't get from a book. You can only get that from playing geographical-based trivia games. I did, but I didn't expect you to get it. I'm the streamer, you're the chatter, so you should expect more out of me than I expect out of you. But the Buddha taught us that expectation is the root of all pain, and that's facts. So I guess we both got an axe to grind. You're going to play EU5? We have a chatters, I need to teach you how to be chatters, because you're bad viewers. You're good at watching, but you're bad at choosing what would be good to watch. Which I guess, to be fair, it's not really your purview. It's more my purview. A lot of you are recommending stuff that you want me to play, but you don't actually want me to play it. You want to play it. You should play that while asking me to play something that is great background noise while you play the thing that you're asking me to play, which I'm not going to play. You're literally playing a map game. The maps are the best part. I'm not anti-paradox, but it's like the maps and then watching the map become like your nation's color as you play the map or as you play the game is good. Where things get tough for me is you should have taken defensive ideas instead of offensive ideas. You get +6 morale for every 10 gold ducats in your treasury at that point. And then in 17 centuries, you could have fabricated a casus belli and you could have taken over this, and this province produces gold, and gold is the highest taxation resource. That's actually, no, we're not going to be doing that. Obviously, we're not going to be doing that. You do that, and then I'll play the dulls and we'll both have a good time. People educated at Brighton and Hove Albion High School, Russian English translators from Brighton, translators of the works of Fyodor Dostoevsky. Yeah, I mean, there's just no way I could possibly know. That Dostoevsky, bro? It must have been fucking stressful, dude, to try to get a kid to sit still for a photo in like 1891. Didn't they have to stay still for like 10 minutes or something like that because of the exposure time? I guess it's so funny to think about the fact that they were probably like, it's worth it. You just stay still for 2 hours and then you have an image that lasts a lifetime. I could just picture like a 19th century stand-up comedian. People will literally, 19th century Louis C.K., you stand still for an hour, you get an image that lasts for eternity. And we're complaining about it? Just sit on your stool, eat your hardtack and your salt pork, and take the photo. We're such babies. Photos are basically instant by the 90s. Yeah, I was alive. Then, so obviously I know that. 20th century Japanese monarchs. And we're emperors of Japan. This is Emperor Hirohito, obviously. Can I say, if you if you just ignore the ramifications of the collar down, he had that shit on. If you just if you took the pauldrons and the medals and the insignias off, like he had that shit on. Daily Bandle. Give us today our daily Bandle. The year 2000, 1.5 billion views. Vitamin C's graduation song. Holy fuck, that's loud. Yeah, that's like really... That sounds really familiar. You know what it's got me thinking of, though? Take me back to the front. Yeah, it's, I'm friends with a creeper who lives in my world. They call me a weirdo, a loser, a nerd. Wait, it's right there. And then it's the do-do-do-do-do-do. Because I think they play this bass line by itself in the outro too. Let me lock in for a second, chat. I apologize. I can even hear the like I can hear the electric guitar with the chorus on top. It's like from that Three Doors Down era, but I don't think it's Kryptonite. I feel like John Travolta in Shortcuts, man. I'm playing like the same 3 seconds over and over. There's gotta... give me one more. Feels like the sort of thing like Weird Al would have parodied. It should be so obvious. Give me more. Maybe it's a Guitar Hero song? You're freaking flicking me right now, man. Give me a voice. Oh my fucking god. I'd never heard this in my life. I've heard this 10,000 times. I've heard this 10,000 times. I do hate it, if I may say so. I do. How was that from 2000? I was there. It's from the year 2000. I thought it was way older. Nah, this shit was shot in HD when Bon Jovi already looked like I don't know what I'm gonna say. When Bon Jovi already looked like Rod Stewart. I do hate this fucking song. The music video is so funny. If I remember correctly, Bon Jovi fucks up the local infrastructure by performing a concert inside of a tunnel that is like a heavily trafficked thoroughfare to get like under a body of water or something like that. And then instead of everyone being like, how am I going to get to work? Everyone goes, oh shit, free Bon Jovi concert in the tunnel. Why do you hate it? It's a fine song. No, it's not. Yeah. It's actually, I mean, listen, you didn't provide any evidence, so I don't have to provide any evidence. You said it's a fine song. It's actually really bad. Yeah, I do. I like the part that goes, row, row, do, 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 row, row. This ain't a song for the broken-hearted, bow, bow. A silent prayer for the faith departed, bow, bow. Pick any Bon Jovi song other than that. No, better yet, pick all of them and then throw them all away. Throw them all into maybe like a big fire or something like that, and then burn the physical media so that maybe future generations will be free of the specter of Bon Jovi's catalog. Slippery when wet? How about better when burned? That's what I would describe Bon Jovi's music as. Better when burned. I don't want to be just a face in the crowd. No offense to you guys that are here tonight. I'm going to let myself, gonna hang it out loud. Bow, bow. They fucking go crazy on the bow bows, man. What do you like about, can I just ask you, like, I'm not necessarily 100% songwriter coded. What do you like about the lyrics of that? It's my life and it's now or never. I ain't going to live forever. I just want to live while I'm alive. My life looks like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. Like, is there any part of that you're like, this is some shit that I didn't independently think about myself until Bon Jovi illuminated it for me? It's fair enough if you were like 5 when it came out, because you were just thinking about nothing. You were thinking about yogurt back then. But like, the lyrics are the worst part of the song? Close. It is the divorced dad counterpart to Fight song. You're not wrong. You could totally see if your dad and mom got divorced in 2000, your dad pick you up, fucking the Ford F-150 tires screeching in front of the school. Bow, bow, do, 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 do. Ooh, you're a lyric cell? Yeah, I support like artful songwriting. I mean, I like a good melody too, don't get me wrong. Camptown Races still can't be beat though. Of course he is. He listened to Destroyer. Destroyer doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, man. Hey, girl, come on and take a whirl in my machine. Go! Or don't go. So basically you just said fucking nothing. You said fucking nothing, Dan. You said nothing at all? Go or don't go? Mathematically, algebraically, that sentence resolves to null. It doesn't exist. Aragon EXDX, you're pissing me off because you said something earlier. 1 second. / user Aragon. First, you said, of course, Bob Dylan listener values lyrics above all else. But then also, one moment here, because your message is still on the screen. What did you say before that was pissing me off? Okay, Jim Gaffigan. No, you said, does the insane cope that was spewed by Blue Jays fans the last 36 hours redeem the Dodgers? You inspired an earlier bit about how you have to get off social media immediately, especially because your Twitch account was created in 2014, which means you must be at least in your mid-20s. Too old to be talking about guff like that. Where's your poppy? Can I tell you something? I want to get one so I don't get harassed by all the old people around me, but and to show my support or whatever. But I got cash. I don't have any damn change. Man. So now I'm rolling around, and the kids that are familiar or working for the Legion or whatever are like, do you want a poppy? And I'm like, yeah, but I ain't giving you $20. I'm not giving you $20 for 2 poppies, bro. Cash but no change. Change comes from within. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Just get change. It was becoming increasingly complicated because nobody takes cash anymore. Oh, man. I just got hired at Stripe and wanted to find out where you live, but you always pay with cash. Yep. Yeah. No, and also, we're not really a Stripe country up here. A lot of Lightspeed. I'm trying to think of a lot of Moneris. We do things a little differently up here. We invent our own exactly identical to American companies and then say American companies aren't allowed to operate here. Which is, right now, I'm going to say is a positive. But America's crazy, man. Obviously. Did you know there's still I was laughing watching Chibli play Theater Simulator, and people are getting movie tickets, and they're paying with chip and pin. And then I do point and laugh, and I say chip and pin on a $7 transaction, and they say, what the hell else do you want us to use? Buddy, $7 is a tap. I don't know what to tell you. In the rest of the civilized world, a $7 transaction is a tap or an Apple Wallet. It's not a chip and pin. At $7, I'm not putting my card in the machine, waiting for the shit to spin up and then going beep, 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 beep. Isn't it all tap? Sometimes if it gets over like $100 or $200, you tap and then it goes, eh! And then they go, you're gonna have to put the card inside. And you're like, yeah, I know. It's not my first time buying groceries. I got 6 apples at Whole Foods. I knew I was gonna be over the tap limit, bro. My reflection is good now. Well, ever since the Peloton, it's a little better. I don't know if I say good, that's a matter of taste, but certainly better. I will say, yesterday my daughter, they just get on one sometimes, you know, like an electron flips in their brain and they start saying crazy stuff. She was saying, I want to see some of your videos. And that's fine. We just got to find some that are like relatively family friendly. And I'll be honest with you, it's not really like whether or not I swear. I'm not very protective about like her hearing media with bad words. I just always tell her like, hey, that's a word you shouldn't say. It's more about like, I don't want her talking about some of the mature topics that we talk about, like baseball. So I Googled, or I YouTubed Library of Laterno, and I was just going through like the ones that the algorithm popped up. And there was one that was like, I don't even know if it was yours, librarian, but it was a thumbnail of me from like 2017, or it might have actually been like 2020 or 2019, looking big. And she dead ass said, why did you look like that? And I said, I laughed and I said, you got me with that one. I don't have a good, I mean, I have like a thermodynamic answer for you, but I don't have an answer that's really gonna make sense. Is my vision ever gonna come back, man? Or is this just what it's actually it's actually kind of sick. Like, so many, I have to respect it. So many games are designed by shareholders, or by imagining what shareholders will like the most these days, which is when games sell a lot, even though nobody wants to play them anymore. The fact that this is made by a real auteur, man. He said, you know what'd be funny? Hey, we can put like a Game Boy Advance filter on top of it and just kind of annoy you for like 30 seconds. And they went, do it, man, do it. That's actually kind of cool. Is there a reason you have item HUD off? Yeah, because you don't have the item HUD on in real life either. You don't really know your speed, your damage, your tiers. It's like I drive, I don't look at my speedometer. I just am like, am I scared? No, then fucking floor it, bro. It's not contrarian, it's a reaction to our data-obsessed culture. I don't need an Apple Watch, bro. I'm a white-collar worker. I ain't on the front lines. I don't need an Apple Watch to tell me I didn't do shit today. I don't need my sleep score. I just, do my eyes hurt? Nah, we're probably good then. We're chilling. Mr. Watts per kilogram? Well, you need to know your watts, and I definitely know my kilograms. I'm talking about data that's made up. Last time I paid attention to your gameplay was like 12 years ago. You and me both, brother. It is kind of crazy to think. Honestly, and this is just, you don't have to do this because there's no way I could prove it's you, but to gain some kind of like spiritual, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess clemency would be a right way to describe it. Please say I'm sorry in chat if you were an annoying YouTube commenter when you were 14 years old. And you were saying some shit like, why are you taking all those pills down that are stats down? Stop taking all those pills that are stats down. I've left this message 20 times, even though I know that you said you recorded 15 episodes at once a week and a half ago, so obviously they're never gonna be. This is why I hate NL, even though I watch his videos every single day. I can't believe that he should work on a 0-day backlog, so when he posts the episode, if he wants to be the best YouTuber ever, he should be on a 0-day backlog, read all the comments on every single episode, so that he can incorporate all of our completely baseless feedback, and then he'll be a perfect Isaac player. You should apologize, to be honest with me. You should apologize. You should apologize and say, I'm sorry that I was a little bit annoying. And if you got offended that I just called it annoying, I look forward to your apology in 10 years. I was definitely telling you what trinkets to pick up in 2015. I'm not even going to make you apologize for that one, because I still, to this day, I don't know what trinkets to pick up. So I think you're not out of the pocket for that one. Backseating on Twitch, a lot of people hate it, but it's not that bad. The reason it's not that bad is at least you could, like, in theory, do something about it. Backseating in YouTube comments is crazy. It's like backseating correspondence chess. It's like, buddy, I made the move 6 weeks ago. What do you want me to do? Also, like, why are you so pressed about, like, I made this to make grocery money. Why are you so pressed? It's like you're literally, like, writing a letter to the editor and then saying, who reads newspapers these days? Like, you, bro, you. Protein donuts. Guys, I have to tell you, I've never talked about my aversion to peak protein with my mom, independent of everything else. I was hanging out with my parents this weekend, and she, who is like kind of into the Instagram food trends, she told me she's sick of all the protein talk. I really feel like if your portfolio is heavily protein based, you should be concerned. You should be diversifying your macronutrient profile a little bit. Because she is the person who tells me, like, routinely she'll say stuff to me, and it should go without saying, I love my mom, which is why I feel comfortable poking fun at her a little bit. She has told me, and I swear this isn't an exaggeration, this is like a literal sentiment she told me. She told me, you can cook food without oil, you just put water in the pan and it turns out exactly the same. And she's always telling me, like, you don't need, she'll say, like, you don't even need to put fruit in your smoothies. Like, instead of a banana, you can just put, like, silken tofu and stuff like that. So, like, it's coming from her, and she's saying we're, like, past peak protein. So, if you're still rocking the protein latte from Tim Hortons, I think you got a rude awakening coming, is all I'm gonna say. 3 of my friends got laid off last week. If you need a sell signal, with no disrespect, that's unfortunately, I wish it weren't the case. That's a buy signal, because that means the companies are saving money. I'm sorry to take your friend's misery as a I didn't really mean it as a joke. I was more trying to protect my audience from acting on a single point of data. But that's actually true, though. I know, that's why it sucks to say. I mean, it's like, it's probably already bad enough to, like, lose your job, but then to see your company's stock price, like, go up when they release the news that you got fired, that's got to feel like a real kick in the teeth. I know for sure folks have said it, but I like your sweater. Are you saying, you're saying, like, some shit like when you heard the knock at the door, couldn't catch your breath? Is it too late to call this off? You're saying, like, we could slip away and that's the type of shit that would be better? Me with nothing to say, and also me in my autumn sweater? You the type of beast who would try your best to hide in an empty room? No, that's not how it works. In a crowded room, it's nearly impossible. I don't think anyone said that, Unk. Ira Glass said it. Ira Glass said it in 1998. Ira Glass did more than NPR. He literally used to play the cor anglais in Yo La Tengo. He's multi-talented. He's a hyphenate. Please shut up. He's literally like an American institution. This bit needs to end. It's literally a harmless bit. It's a harmless bit to gaslight people into thinking that Ira Glass was in Yo La Tengo, because there's a guy in Yo La Tengo named Ira, and also Ira Glass has Yo La Tengo energy. I didn't know you were lying until right now, because he's Yo La Tengo coded, bro! I want to smoke crack with Fred Armisen. I'm on one today, man. Fuck. Did he interview Yo La Tengo? Well, he was on an episode of This American Life doing an Ira Glass impression. I also feel like Fred Armisen kind of has Yo La Tengo energy, if you've ever seen Stand Up for Drummers. I always think about when someone in my chat was talking about Stand Up for Drummers, and they're like, I hate it. This is how Keith Moon drums. Okay. I think about it at least once a month. And you're gonna be like, why is it funny? I don't know how to. If you're not laughing, I don't know how to explain it to you. I don't think I'm gonna get you there. Would you smoke weed with Norm Macdonald? Still might one day. Still might. Isn't he dead? Yeah, but I will be one day as well. You're not going to the same afterlife? No, man, you can't. Don't put that evil on Norm. I get it, okay? He shouldn't have made all those O.J. Simpson jokes. He was literally acquitted of murder. He was acquitted of murder, and thus those jokes should deny him the divine right of providence in the afterlife. But I think God would be chill about it because it was like funny as fuck. I thought you were violently atheist. I'm not violently atheist. I just wear a black t-shirt sometimes. But no, you're right. I don't necessarily believe in God, but like, I'm not trying to make enemies, you know? Classic Pascal's wager. I'm combining the Pascal's wager with the martingale betting strategy. If I lose Pascal's wager, fuck it, I'll just double up next time. And it should work pretty well as long as I like never run out of souls or whatever. I'm hearing reports you only get one. Oh, that changes everything, man. Fuck it, I'm all in. God freaks. Pascal's wager parlay, is that anything? All right, I want a rack on heaven existing. I want St. Peter having a beard when I get to the pearly gates. I want some of the tenets of Judaism were actually incorporated into Christianity, but something got lost in translation between the Torah and the Bible. This is how I win. What is this build? There's no build in Isaac, okay? You just get what you get. Build implies intent. Help me? I'm getting out of here. You control the buttons you press? I think it's crazy. A, that's true. But also B, I've been doing all this amazing stuff in Isaac with a mechanical keyboard that's missing the right arrow key, man. I still haven't gotten a new right arrow keycap or pulled the keycap off of another key to put it there. Why? Fuck it, bro. Michael Jordan was putting down 40 points when he had influenza type A. The gambling strain. How about get off the coffee? Nah, it's fun. You have to have something in your life. And let me explain my journey to you, okay? Used to go out, having dinner with friends. Maybe I'll have a couple beers, okay? Now I'm off the alcohol. I say, that's no problem. They got Coke Zero everywhere. Now I'm off the Coke Zero, and they don't have sparkling water fucking anywhere. They almost don't have sparkling water at any restaurant, man. I'm going to have to start bringing my own and paying like an uncorking fee or something like that. Coffee is the one that I can still do. I've decided, because people are going to get the wrong idea about me. That's mostly what it is. They're going to think I'm a cold plunge podcast tech bro that's like, I think that if I just never eat a cookie, I'll live forever, okay? And that's not what it's almost like the exact opposite of what I am. I just mostly don't want to get dementia, so I have to tank the extra coffee. I'll have the coffee in the morning, but then also I used to be, hey, I've already had one coffee today, so if I went out with somebody, I'd be like, no, I can't have a coffee, I already had one. Now I just tank it. Because I'm like, I don't want them to get the wrong impression. I don't want them to think I'm someone who is literally allergic to having like any fun at all. Is that why you talk so much? Have you met an adult? Are you 12? Almost every adult on the planet is drinking coffee, and most of them are not talking this much. What do you think coffee does? Because like honestly, whatever you think it does, it's actually closer to doing nothing than whatever you think it is. Do you get headaches when you skip coffee? Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going to hit you with the "Are you 12 years old?" question again. That's what addiction is. That's one of the ways that the addiction manifests. Yeah, absolutely. Really? Yes, obviously. Caffeine addiction is crazy? No, it's not. It's the least crazy addiction on the planet. It's the most normal addiction that I think humanity's ever invented. It's like, I know that you are always calling me contrarian, but I'm going to give you a little secret. And this is, I hate to reveal part of the magician's trick, because then it might allow you to replicate it. The reason it seems contrarian is because I'm providing you a lens to what normal adult life is like. And on this website, that's contrarian. But in real life, when you're talking to real people, you do not have these conversations. They just go. In fact, you know what happens more? When I tell my Twitch chat that I have 1 cup of coffee a day, most days, they go, It sounds like you're addicted. When I tell a regular adult that I have 1 cup of coffee a day, they go, oh yeah, I'm trying to get back to that. I'm on like 3 or 4 right now. And you know what? You must be like, wow, their life is in total disarray. They're doing pretty well for themselves, to be honest. It's not really a big deal. And I'm especially not going to take any heat if anybody talking about caffeine addiction is also part of the new Uma Musume club that I heard some of you were grinding fans 15 hours per day on both days of the weekend. If you're going to talk about, people always, 17-year-olds always get high and mighty. I don't really like the idea of my brain being dependent on anything. Okay, put your phone away, bitch. Oh, but my friends live here? Okay, then shut the fuck up. The fuck are you talking about? Yeah, you got some fucking compulsions that came for free with your fucking life on planet Earth, obviously. The hell are you talking about? Caffeine addiction, hella bad. Bait too obvious. 5 out of 7. Bro, all I said is, really? He's going off. You say it best when you say nothing at all. Sometimes a word is not just a word, man. A word can convey a huge sentiment. Jordan Davis from the Eagles credits Peloton instructor Ali Love with helping him lose weight and build endurance. So true. Shout out to Ali Love. It's almost time for my once annual, let's set a new 30-minute PB on the Ali Love Alanis Morissette ride. Only once annually? Yeah, bro, we don't do 30s. I'm not 14 years old. We're riding till the fucking tip turns gray. You're damn right. Till the tip turns gray. It's the Lin-Manuel Miranda Peloton musical. By tip, do you mean? Yeah. Exactly. That's really bad for you? That one I could believe. I could believe that restricting the blood flow to your penis until the tip of your cock changes colors could have long-term ramifications, but I'm willing to be the motherfucker who figures it out. You have a child? Fair enough. Thank you. I'm not going to get lectured on like cock health from a bunch of people who willingly got vasectomies when they were like 24, which is what you guys all are to me. And God bless you for making the decision. You know you better than I know you. I'm just saying, it seems a little bit, don't cite the old words to me, witch-coded. You know what I'm talking about? I got one at 25 this year, pretty happy about it. Can I ask you a question with no disrespect? And it's genuinely with no disrespect. It's like I'm trying to connect with you. Genuinely. Because it's going to sound like a judge. It's not disrespectful. Doesn't it seem like it's like a lot of... And you're going to say it's pretty easy. But like, have you ever seen how easy it is to put on a condom? It takes like less than 5 seconds. And you can do it so fast that even though like a fucking freak like me who needs to read IKEA instructions like 10 times on each page, I can do it while keeping my erection. And all the blood runs to my brain when I try to figure out, like, is this... They really should put like a this side up marker, like an arrow on the condom or something like that. Because I'm always looking at it trying to figure out, is this the right way to unroll it, or is this the wrong way to unroll it? And I still can fucking figure it out. And when it comes to shit like that, I'm basically brain dead. So if anything, I think I would be like a huge candidate for like, hey, we're just gonna like snip your vas deferens and you don't have to worry about that stuff. But I find myself most of the time being like, ain't really that big of a deal. Blow into it? I'm trying not to... That's more for the stand-up act, man. That's more for the stand-up act. Bruno Mars voice, Girl Penis Hallelujah. Okay, that's fucking... I'm never gonna hear that song the same way again. Girl Penis Hallelujah. Whoo! Girl Penis Hallelujah. Whoo! Girl Penis Hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to Apollo. Come on, join me on this one. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Saturday night, and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Did the vasectomy guy ever answer? Because I know it's a lot of people are like, I don't want kids, so I'm just gonna get a vasectomy. But I'm telling you, I'm not saying don't get a vasectomy. That's a very personal thing. But I am saying you may need condom lessons if it seems like it's that big of a deal. I got a vasectomy at, well, hang on, listen, I can't not read this, I'm sorry. I got a vasectomy at 23 because condoms are not infallible. I don't need sperm to be a parent. It prevents health risks to my partner. Okay, I don't know about the third one. I'll give you that one. I also still use condoms to prevent STDs. I guess I'm just not that cool. I'm not that good of a guy. Because if I got a vasectomy, the condoms are going in the garbage. I'm sorry for being frank with you, but that would be the biggest reason for sure. That would be the principal motivation. Oh man, like that. There's no shot I'm getting the surgery and then also. I mean, if there was a genuine medical need for it, of course, because it's also still really good even with the condom. But like at the same time, that would be the biggest deal for sure. I got one after our second kid because I like blasting ropes into my wife without needing to increase the amount of Happy Meals I buy 2 years later. Now that's facts. That's a real person right there. That's guy talk. It's a little overly frank, but that's facts. That's facts, right? I got to imagine that when you go to the vasectomy dealership, that's probably like that's the selling point that they lead with, if I had to guess. Do you guys, when you got it done, did you get the one with like the little incision, or did you get the one where they put like a little? Have you seen Game of Thrones? They set you up on like a table and they strap you down, and then they put like a little tube next to your scrot, and then they just put like a rodent in there, and then you're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, don't worry, the rodent, when it gets hungry, it'll just eat your balls, so that you're gonna start to shoot blanks. After that, I did the rodent one. That's the one that's covered by OHIP, so that makes sense to me. You could save a few bucks. The fuck is OHIP? It's the Ontario Health Insurance Plan, y'all. If I'm being honest with you, obviously you're gonna say something like, why didn't you use MSP? Because I figured, I mean, much in the same way that for years I've Americanized a lot of my discourse in order to appeal to a wider audience, I basically did the same shit for Ontario. Because I was gonna be like, nobody knows what the fuck MSP is, bro. I got mine done at Claire's. With the fuck ass ear piercing gun. You think you'd ever get a vasectomy? Yeah. I should probably just get one like tomorrow, because like I don't really want to have another kid, to be honest, and neither does my wife. But I'm kind of like I mean, that's what I'm saying. You might say like that's the logical thing to do would be to get a vasectomy, but that's what I'm saying. To me, it feels illogical because the condom is such a small headwind to be like, yes, now I'm going to go get a piece, like a tube in my penis cut. I know it's not in your penis, but it makes the joke better. I've had too many condom scares. Now you got me thinking maybe like my shit's not good, because I've never had even a single one. Is it because we're buying name brand? Are you trying to, are you getting the Western family ones? There's some things where you can get the no name, but when it comes to the prophylactics, I would trust the most trusted name in tech on that one. You don't want the one ply, exactly. You think you could handle the pain well? This is one where I'm not just trying to virtue signal, but having already had testicular surgery, I think I know what I'm getting into. So for you guys, that's foreign. For me, not foreign at all, very familiar. I've gone through it one time before. And again, I don't want to offend you, because I know I can already see, I mean, I'm not going to see them because harm reduction, but I can already imagine the Reddit threads that are like, I don't even know, NL's ignoring the existence of like HPV or something like that. Lots of... no disrespect, but like 20-year-olds love to think that they're like the first generation that's invented safe sex. No, bro, that was my generation. One generation before yours was doing that shit, okay? Chill out. You're talking to an old head here. Actually true, though? Yeah, I know. The pharaohs had condoms? Condoms aren't just for sailors in the 90s, Austin. Well, they should, the dirty bastards. They go from port to port. If you hate Austin Powers, riddle me this. First off, who hurt you? Secondly, has any other movie made such an enduring impact on our culture? What's the first thing that comes to your fucking head when you see someone get their car wedged in a parking lot sideways and then have to do like 17 turns to get it out? It's Austin Powers every single time. You have to give it at least a 4 because of the fact that has become Austin Powersing it. If your movie has a noun, you have to give it a 4+. It's that simple. I've never even seen it, and I know that's Austin Powers. It changed our culture, man. You know what would be crazy? You should be able to like interview someone after they die, and then just be like, like a sports interview in heaven that's like, we're gonna ask you to sum up, how do you feel about your life? We went out there, you know, it didn't always go our way, but we we gave 110%, and that we could be proud of. The better team won today. Could be sick, man. You know, like in Wild Wild West, when they like play the projector through that dude's fucking eyes to see his last thoughts, or the last thing he saw before he died. Right. So, you know, if Wild Wild West was a good fucking movie, I wouldn't have to explain it with all the song and dance. I could just go, we should be able to Wild Wild West some motherfuckers, and then see the last thing that their eyes saw before they died. But because that movie's fucking ass, if I said we should Wild Wild West some fuckers, half of you are gonna be like, put a magnetic collar around their neck and then shoot saws in the air that chase them down. And I'd be like, no, bitch! And then the other half are gonna be like, build a big robotic spider for no reason. And I'm gonna be like, no, you fucking idiot! Half of you are probably gonna be like, have a big brass horn coming out of your ear where you go, and a little wax falls out of it. No, man, no. I'm talking about when they put the movie projector through the dude's head so that his eyes show you the last thing he saw, man. But what if I was to say I'd Men in Black somebody? That's easy. You're using the neuralizer to make them forget about something that just happened. Men in Black, that's a good movie. But if I was to say, hey, what does it mean? Well, I guess it doesn't always hold. Because if I was going to say that's a Bagger Vance situation, I think you would rightfully surmise that that's a situation where a ghost is teaching you how to play golf. Because it's simply, the specificity is too high. It couldn't possibly be something else. Spoilers? Well, I've never seen the movie, so I think they must have covered that in the trailer. But I will say I can't remember if the ghost is Matt Damon or Will Smith. And now that I think about it, and again, it's tough because I've never seen the movie, I'm not 100% sure that either of them are a ghost. But being a kid is really funny, because I saw the trailer for The Legend of Bagger Vance, and I was like, oh, I want to see that. I was like 9. What the fuck was I talking about? Like, one youth ticket for The Legend of Bagger Vance, please. What the hell was I thinking, man? 1 second here. It's American sports fantasy drama. Will Smith, Matt Damon, Charlize Theron. In old age, having had his 6th heart attack while playing golf, Hardy Greaves... 6 heart attacks, man! Hardy Greaves contemplates how his late wife used to ask him why he kept playing a game that seems destined to kill him. Bro is dying to golf. Can we just... His wife was going, you gotta quit playing that damn golf, man. That's gonna kill you. Your high-octane golf lifestyle is... All right, let me see here. The story begins with his childhood idol, Ranulph Juna. Oh, no, man. Can I just get a synopsis of this? Whatever. I'm going to be honest with you. It did not look like there was a single ghost in there. I don't think there was a ghost in that movie at all. That's a bait and switch, man. That's like Kangaroo Jack. They got me thinking there's a rapping kangaroo. It turns out it's just some shit for Jerry O'Connell and Anthony Anderson to make jokes about. Hey, man, I've been mulling over this Anthony Bourdain bit I'd like you to take a look at. Okay, I'm not the bit arbitrator. Arbiter? I'm not the bit judge, but I'll take a look at it. I've been killed. Just kidding. Anthony Bourdain. I should read it before I read it out loud. All right, I don't think I can go with that one. Also, was he on the list? I don't think he was on the list, so I don't necessarily want to contribute, because then people will be like, they'll say, wasn't he on the list? I think I heard that somewhere. And then they'll have to realize that they got baited by a stream. So I'm gonna have to -2 that, I'm sorry to say. And can I tell you something? I'm glad you brought that bit up here. Because I think if you did that in person, they would ask you to leave wherever you were. So I think you've saved yourself indignity. But it's complicated because I don't think like it's that funny, but you asking to bring it up and then bringing up that is kind of funny. So in a way, the specific Anthony Bourdain bit, not funny. But the bit of asking a streamer if they could run their Anthony Bourdain bit by, you could run your Anthony Bourdain bit by them, and then running that by them is crazy. And that's kind of craziness is very funny. So I guess the bit succeeded is what I would say. Why is Anthony Bourdain even there? Well, I think the idea that you're reading it in his voice does make it that much more humorous. Does anyone, hey, this is real. Does anyone else try to reaction speed mog people at stoplights? Like not speeding up really fast, but just seeing who can get on the pedal first? I've been doing this for months. Yes, you're not crazy. I do that every time, and everybody else sucks ass at it, man. The other thing, and I know at first in my head, I'm going, this bit's not gonna work. Nobody's gonna agree with me. But I actually have a preview. I have a portent of the future that everybody's gonna be like, I think about this all the time as well, and it makes no sense. Why are there so many motherfuckers that when the light is red, they're rolling their wheels as if they think the light is gonna turn green at any second, but then when the light turns green, they don't go, man? Are you in a rush or not in a rush? Like, make up your mind. You're like, it's red, and you can see that the pedestrian light is still like a person walking. And then it counts down from like 9, 8, 7, and they're like rolling in their wheels like, come on, come on, come on. And then when it turns green, they just stop moving. And you're like, what is wrong with you? I mean, I try to be nice to everybody, but you gotta be pretty fucking stupid to be doing that on the regular. That's crazy. That's just like a fundamentally like cooked human being. You're just not good. I'm sorry. It's like stochastically to not be good at making decisions is like a huge debuff as a human being. And the other one that comes up all the time, and every time I say it, people go, this is so true. So it makes me feel bad bringing it up because it's almost pandering. But like when you're driving straight and you have the right of way, and then a car is trying to like, it's at one of the intersections perpendicular. So you're driving straight like this, and then they just keep moving their wheels like this, like they're impatient. And then I start slowing down, and then they're looking at me like, why are you slowing down? I need to turn. And I'm like, bro, I'm slowing down because you're moving your wheels to put your car in the fucking intersection. If you want me to go fast, then stop moving your wheels, making it look like you're gonna fucking kill me for just driving straight on the road. If you want me to get through the intersection as fast as possible, you know that fucking white line on the ground? That's where your car is supposed to stop at a stop sign so that I know that you're stopped. But you're stopping like half a car length past the white line on the ground, and then you're inching forwards. You're the asshole there, get moving. I also just bet mine and my family's life that they won't hit me. Instead of slowing down so I could hit the brakes if they decide that they're actually gonna go, I guess I'll just go all in with mine and my family's health every single time it happens. It's psychotic, man. Well, yeah, of course you gotta gamble sometimes. You gamble by getting in the car, but that's a little too far for a beast like me. I hate when people don't know the proper way to do a four-way, so they just wave you through. That's facts too. Kate will tell you, I got pithy comments for everyone these days. Came to a roundabout this weekend. Dude was already in the roundabout. So let's say I'm at the 6 o'clock position in the roundabout. Buddy entered at the 12 o'clock position, drove to the 9 o'clock position, drove to the 7 o'clock position, slammed on the brakes, and then went like this. I said, oh, the emperor of traffic decided to change the rules today. Kate exhaled some air from her nose loudly. Like, dude, you were in the intersection. What are you doing? What happens if more than one person stops at the same time? You look at their car and decide if you're going to be the alpha or the omega. It's that simple. I mean, technically, I think there's supposed to be like tiebreakers, but much like in sports, you don't know what the tiebreakers are. You just kind of go on vibes. If you tie, it's the rightmost person. I don't worry about all that. Because what I do is I just assume that everybody else is looking at their phone while they're driving. So I do the physics, and if I see that we're going to get there at the same time, I slow down so that they obviously get there first. And then I wait 3 to 5 seconds for them to actually go from the stop sign because they were looking at their phone when they got to the stop sign. And then I decide, it looks like they're not gonna go, so I start to move a little bit, and then they start to move, and then we both hit the brakes. And then I start to move again, and then they honk their horn. That's pretty much, it goes a little bit like that most of the time. Okay, so that's Isaac. Hello, Chiblee, by the way. Chiblee, it's the daylight savings window. They really saved the daylight with this one. Yep. Said no one ever. Remember when people used to say that? Hey, any millennials in chat, remember when we used to say legit instead of sus? I mean, they're kind of inverted, but remember? They're all saying shit like, did you hear about the party after the show? Yeah, it's gonna be wild. All right, take it easy. They're all saying shit like that now. They're all saying shit, even the ladies too. They're going, did you hear about the party after the show? Yeah, I kind of want to go, but my friends don't want to go. Can I get a ride? They're always saying shit like that, man. It's what happened to us? Not the Weezer. They're always trying to wrestle with Jimmy. We don't even know who Jimmy is. Listen, sorry, I'm going off on 10 different tangents. So I'm going to start with the first one. The first one is, I think Chiblee's onto something with the joke. When you say something to a millennial and they hit you with the fantasy football stare, I think that one's pretty good. I think you're cooking with that one. The other one that I wanted to say was, you ever hear about the story of Say It Ain't So by Weezer? Which is, everybody knows that the story of Say It Ain't So by Weezer is that Weezer's real dad was an alcoholic, and then his mom remarried a dude who didn't drink. And one day he opened the fridge and saw a beer and went, oh, say it ain't so, say it ain't so. And then it turns out, well, interesting story. He was worried that it was going to happen again, right? But then it turns out that actually years later, wasn't it like his mom was like, oh yeah, that wasn't even his beer. That was just, that was my beer. And he was like, oh shit. Well, my stepdad's been taking heat like all these years for no reason, for having one fucking, not even for drinking a beer, but just for having a beer in the fridge, which is like, you should not be worried about because that beer has not been consumed. That's the beer that can't hurt people, is the beer that's in the fridge. The beer that can hurt people is the beer that's in your tummy. Something was bubbling behind his back. He wrote that whole song for no fucking reason, man. Kind of crazy to think about. I bet he feels pretty stupid about it. He owes his stepdad an apology, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Who was Jimmy and why were they wrestling? I'm waiting for the Netflix show for that one. I'm waiting for the Netflix documentary. Just who was this Jimmy? Oh, wait, okay. No, his actual dad wasn't an alcoholic. He saw a photo of his dad holding a beer, and he thought that's why his parents split, so he wrote the song. But then his mom was like, no, your dad was a monk. It was just a Halloween costume. Wait, I'm kind of losing it here. The Halloween costume was a monk holding a beer? Oh, he was a Trappist monk. Okay. He was a Trappist monk, famous for brewing beer in their Belgian abbeys. And okay, now I kind of get it. Mom, that's some information that would have been useful to me yesterday. Now I got famous because of this fucking song, and the song is like made up, bro. They're all gonna laugh at me, Mom. This isn't fucking funny. God damn you half Japanese moms. Do it to me every time. You freaky ass Rivers Cuomo. Chill out with that shit. You ever say why you went back to Isaac? Honestly, like, I mean, there's no conspiracy. It was just like one day I was like, I want to play Isaac. And then I was like, oh, it exists. I'll just play it. But like, I do think that in a broader sense, if we're going to make it headier, I mean, I've talked about it a lot. I think that there's been a schism in the roguelike community. And the schism in the roguelike community is that everybody thinks that like all modern roguelikes are like choose three. And they're right, but that's not because they were inspired by Isaac. Isaac is not a choose three game. It's because they're inspired by Hades and like Vampire Survivors. And that style of design, I don't tend to, there's exceptions, I don't tend to vibe with as much as here's your shit, take it or leave it. I much prefer like this style. Slay the Spires also choose 3. Yeah, I know, but it's the greatest game ever made, so I guess a pass. But the thing is, like, I don't know, you keep suggesting like new stuff, but I'm also like, why would I do new stuff, man? The old stuff, every run's different. Every run in Isaac is different. I'm sorry I was so cruel to you, Isaac. Now, there's some changes you made in the design process that I'm still not necessarily 100% like all in on, but this is the peak of streaming right here. Of gaming? Who the fuck cares, man? This ain't game.tv, this is twitch.tv, and I'm twitching like a motherfucker right now. Like, this is what it's all about, man. This site is about playing video games and shooting the breeze, at least to me. I mean, it's different stuff to different people. It ain't about like, hey, new game that looks almost exactly like a game you kind of like, but is almost certainly worse than it came out. Like, can you give it a try? And instead of talking about why the fuck people are driving funny, you can be like, oh, so I guess if you take 8 abacuses, you can turn them into 1 calculator. And then if I get 15 calculators, you could turn it into a TI-84, and the TI-84 gives you plus 2% attack speed. That's pretty cool. New games will come along, don't get me wrong, but for now, well, you know. I mean, it's the only book I read is the Bible, man. When you reach gold, stop drilling. Actually, I guess that's the opposite of how mining works. I guess when you hit gold, you start digging more, but it one-shots mom, that's true. But here's the thing, if you use it on mom's heart, it kills you instantly. Why? Fuck you! You thought? That's sick, man. I really like that. Wrong. Well, there's a boss if you use it on, you die instantly. I don't remember who it was. But you know, there's one. It's Satan. That's if you use the Bible on Satan. You know what would be a sick remix of that mining image? You're so right. What about, take the classic mining image that convinces you to become a gambling addict, but instead have the guy turn back after he hits the fucking diamonds. Because now there's no point to digging anymore. He's like, fuck, man, now I don't have a good excuse to dig. I found the fucking diamonds. Until you find that Rolex in the sand, you'll be happy, man. You know what I'm talking about? Beachcomber type shit. Call your office on the phone. Say you won't be coming home. This is a Sisyphus thing? No, I think it's like, you know, sometimes the squeeze is the juice, man. Now, if I may say something, because I've said a lot that, like, at some point they decided to, like, design some of the fun out of Isaac. That's not totally fair, because if I'm being fair, a lot of other roguelikes will also give you, like, a synergy that's really cool, and then in small print they'll put, like, up to a maximum of 5 stacks, or some shit like that. Isaac does not do that. They're not cowards. They go, guess what? You fucking broke it. Good game. Other games go, well, the balance of the game will be all fucked up if you could stack up 30 stacks of this and... Nah, no shot, bro. They do not give a fuck. I know you can't say it, by the way, but I'm gonna say it. Now that I'm off the Coke Zero, 1 RFK Cola a week might actually really hit the spot. We don't have the real cane sugar sodas back yet, but like he might be cooking on that one and only that one specifically if they bring back the the full sugar sodas. 1 RFK Cola a week or a month would go crazy. Please say he meant RC Cola. No, man, I'm talking about the superior version with real cane sugar. It's not a right-wing swing. You guys have been drinking Mexican Coke over the corn syrup Coke for years. I'm not saying it's gonna, like, cure whatever's made me so neurotypical. I'm just saying, like, probably tastes better than the corn syrup version. Trying to get off diet soda. Got any tips? Yeah, stop drinking it. Worked for me. Mogged, I'm afraid. No, serious, it's tough. It's tough. The thing for me was, like, I stopped buying it, and then I just didn't have any occasion to drink it anymore. Sparkling water is a nicotine patch for soda. Yeah, well, the sun ain't yellow. It's chicken colored or whatever. I will say I did get recognized this weekend, and the person who recognized me was telling me he felt bad because he started drinking a bunch of Coke Zero, and then he saw me getting off of the Coke Zero, and I had to tell him, you're probably okay. I told him I'm not a scientist. I'm just one guy. I'm one guy who read the abstract of a scientific paper and made a decision. I don't necessarily want to start a movement of like, we're not going to be drinking diet sodas anymore. I just stopped drinking it, and a lot of people have taken that as me having a war with diet sodas. I'm not at war with them. If there was a war, I would be winning because I stopped drinking them. But what was the paper? I don't know. It was in like the Portuguese Journal of Medicine or something. Bought a case of bubbly because of you. That being said, you can't have shit because that's... I'm sorry, I'm afraid to say you can't have bubbly because bubbly is... believe that's owned by the Coca-Cola Corporation or the Pepsi Corporation, which are headquartered in the United States of America. So that violates the tenets of the trade war. So cut that one out too. That one's got to get cut out. I'm not even making a joke. I'm literally like trying. But it's just hard. It's just... Get those lights off. Get those lights off. Whoa, Justin, are you here? What about Woke Bar Rescue? Woke John Taffer comes into your bar and is like, you can't be selling that. That's on the boycott list. They recently broke the strike at their warehouse in Savannah, Georgia. Get that out of here. Shut it down. You could have offended somebody. That could be good. And no, it's not like a different person. It's just Woke John Taffer. I would love to see John Taffer do a land acknowledgement. That John Taffer land acknowledgement is a crazy sentence, man. John Taffer land acknowledgement. I guess I'd just not open that now that I think about it. Oh, fuck. No, it's okay. The stock market's probably fine. We're still probably just crashing out about IKF's base running in the game. Even though we don't know shit about Ball, apparently, because they're saying that actually he should have kept a small lead off. They're saying he should have kept a small lead off in case of a Dalton Varsho high exit velocity line drive into double play. Am I missing something, or did the market actually crash? What makes you think the market crashed? Was it a ping on my Google chat? I wouldn't put the sell order in just because of a little blunk. Oh shit, 1 second. 1 second. This might two blunks. Is it a two blunker? That's crazy. Let's see what we got going on here. Nah, I can't read that. But that's they are talking about baseball though. They are talking about baseball. The baseball of crime. Yes, if you're listening to this, rush the bus driver. Rush. Dude, being a kid is so fucking funny. You ever have that shit as a kid where you'd be like, hey, everybody on the school bus, get to one side of the bus. Everybody rush one side of the bus. We're gonna tip it over. The fuck were we thinking, man? A, I don't think we could do it, but we could probably fuck up the steering a little bit for the bus driver for sure. B, that would be really bad, man. Can you imagine driving at like 70 kilometers an hour? And the bus just tips over like and it tips over onto the side that you're already on, man. There's no way that's gonna work out for the best. Like you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. Is that like 10 miles an hour? Oh, poor baby. Oh, poor baby can't multiply something by 3/5 in their head. Well, it looks like you should have thought about that before you decided to become an isolationist republic, because we aren't fucking babying you anymore by doing the conversion, so you better learn to multiply by fractions, bitch. You'll figure, there's a heuristic that you could do, okay? I'm sick of doing that shit, and I decided to fucking stop. Sex strike until the tariffs are done. That's it. Sex strike until there's no tariffs. Whoa. Melania, help us! Help us, Melania! Help us! You could save us, Melania! Please! Why is screwed the pooch chill, but you can't say fuck to the dog? So that's a non-Canadian bit, because you can definitely say fuck the dog in Canada, and it doesn't mean what you think it means. It means to be lazy, to do a bad or a lazy job of something. So you definitely can use that up here. But increasingly, if I may say so, I don't know if anybody else is is irritated by the same shit as me. People are bad faith listeners anymore. We used to have bad faith talkers, but now we've got bad faith listeners that no matter what, they always assume the worst. even if what you're saying is not even ambiguous and they're just wrong about it. And then when you go, hey, why would you assume that? They'll say something insane like, can you blame me? And you go, yeah, because like do you really think out of nowhere I was like talking about fucking an actual dog?
How do you stop your dog from humping your leg? Pick it up and suck its dick. How can you tell if your dog's gay? If its dick tastes like dog shit.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Of course I blame you. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, but have you seen the way of the world these days? The fuck are you looking at, man? I have no idea what you could possibly be talking about. That's crazy. Yeah, we're living in an uncharitable, low-trust society these days, man. People be saying some shit like, I don't want to leave my Halloween candy out. What if someone steals it? Buddy, it's Halloween. It's there to be stolen. Oh, one bad person fucking took $6 of Halloween candy from me. Okay, fucking wake up, bitch. It's November 1st. Like, who fucking cares? You're not the candy police. Just enjoy your night. It's not that big of... I mean, I would be irritated if someone stole all my candy too, but it ain't that big of a deal. You bought $10 of Halloween candy, someone took $8.50 of it, okay, you're down $8.50, but you were gonna lose it anyway. It ain't that big of a deal. I'm not gonna change my behavior, fuck over all of society just because one person might do something bad. Actually, by the way, I don't know if you guys are real candy handouters, and I don't know if like this is a very Canadian sort of bit, so I apologize. Maybe it is like this worldwide though. I'm actually struggling more with the fact that we had too much Halloween candy, but I couldn't get the kids to take more. I would hold out like the whole basket, and I'd be like, take as much as you want, and they would grab like 2, and it was a struggle to grab 2, and then I would be like, no, seriously, take some more, and they'd be like, no, I'm good. I'd rather walk to another house and take 2 over there. I'm like, you could take 10 if you want. Friend of mine posted the Ring camera footage of some teens stealing all her candy on the local Facebook group, and all her neighbors told her to fuck off and get over it. It's so huge. We need so much more of that. Oh no, oh, there's people that are taking advantage of trust in slight ways that don't actually materially affect you. This is the first I've heard of it. By the way, I'm 1 day old. Who fucking cares? Oh, your Halloween candy got stolen. Okay, who fucking cares, man? Not based, because then other kids can't get the candy. Yeah, okay, then fucking sit in your house and hand it out bar by bar if you want to be the candy police. It's a bit sad for the other kids. You fucking moralizing virtue signalers. Walk to the next house! Every house has candy, bro! You are real for saying they should leave the bowl. When they steal the bowl, that's one step too far. That's like James Naismith. I need those peach baskets back. But the candy is like I know, like you can't do, you don't get to be, it's, if I may say so, it's crazy to me to be like, to still try to have ownership of the candy while you're giving it away, because it just ain't that serious. It's the principle, obviously, but it's also not the principle if you posted the video on Facebook, your local Facebook group, to be like, can somebody please find these kids? Because if it was the principle, you'd be like, someone stole all my candy. Wow, you really can't have anything these days, right? Even though I'm sure this is a crime that's been happening for 3,000 years. But instead, you're like, can somebody please find these teenagers and incarcerate them for stealing my fun-sized candy bars? Somebody please validate my worldview that you can't have shit these days because notoriously bereft of moral compass teenagers stole fun-sized candy on the day where you're supposed to give the candy away? Like, what's wrong with you, man? I bet, like, it kind of gives the vibe that they were inside going like, I fucking hope, I can't wait till someone steals our fucking candy, bro. People are out there crashing into other people with their car. You want me to care that a few, like, Reese's Pieces got stolen? On the day where you give out the candy? Like, I know I keep driving it home, but, like, it'd be fucked up if someone came into your house and, like, took your groceries or some shit like that, but someone stealing your candy on Halloween is like, it's barely a crime. That's the day where you give out candy. Like, they really just front ran the whole thing. It's not good, but it's one of those, it's like whenever people are like, it's bad for the other kids, I'm like, what do you do? I'm sorry. You don't get to win arguments against me just by being like, I feel bad for the other people you're like straw manning someone to feel bad for. I'm sure the other kids are like, oh, there's no candy. Hey guys, let's go to that other house. Yeah, let's go. What if it's the house with the full sizes? If it's a house with the full sizes, that's like a social experiment. You can't be like just leaving your shit outside. That's like $100 in merch, in edible merch, and then getting mad when it gets stolen. You can leave some fun sizes outside. If you're leaving 150 full-size chocolate bars outside, that's like that's an ABC show. That's what would you do? Is it poor form to hide from the teenagers and then scare them when they try to steal the whole bowl? No, but you do, like, listen. You have to get a life, though. Like, you gotta get some shit to do. That's crazy. Hide in the bushes all night, hoping someone steals your worthless candy so that you can teach them a lesson about stealing candy that they already know it's wrong. They already know it's bad. They're doing it because it's wrong, man. They're doing it for candy, not because it's wrong. You ever done a crime? I'm gonna say you're not a real crime doer, because it feels awesome. Now, the slip is not a crime. That's not even... The slip is just frowned upon. That's not in the criminal code. The slip is not a crime. To go into a restaurant, get a glass of water, and then walk out the back door of the restaurant without ordering anything is not a crime. That's just funny. I'm sorry to say. That's just funny. It feels like it should be. That's why it feels so fucking good, man. Because, you know, it's in the spirit of mischief, at the very least. It's mischievous. I don't think anyone would doubt that. Well, here's the thing. You're going to say it's a crime if you eat the bread, but what kind of fuck-ass two-bit restaurant is giving you the bread before you order an entree? They'll put down the bread, you might be like, I'm not that hungry anymore, I just want a salad. Like, that's bad management. I'm not trying to victim blame, but all of them? No, I don't think you're a real restaurant enjoyer. As soon as you sit down at the restaurant, they're giving you bread before you order any food? Nah, no shot. Yeah? Videotape it. Next time it happens, videotape it. I want to see it happening. They brought the bread to me yesterday before we even met the server. Crazy. Show me the video. Show me the video. That's all I can say. I'm on this thing because let's keep this in the YouTube video. I'm kind of losing my mind because I feel like and this is obviously not true. There's times on the internet that I'm like, people think I'm weird because I'm the last normal motherfucker on the planet. And everybody else went crazy around me, which I know sounds like what a crazy person would say, but let me give you the case study for this. People in the Peloton Discord were telling me that you have to be careful running on a school track after school hours because the police or someone who works at the school will come over to you and threaten you and be like, get the fuck off the school property. And I said, no shot, that doesn't happen. And then they said, yes, it's happened to me many times. And these are trustworthy people that I believe. And I kind of went off. I was like, does anyone else think that we fucked up when we fed society like 25 years of To Catch a Predator and the idea that like every single stranger that you see is a sexual predator that wants to like, he's running on the track. He's probably grooming kids out here on the track. And then they gave them all guns and were like, you need to fucking kill them? Why is everyone so scared, man? Most people are normal. Meanwhile, I'm like at the playground and people are like, don't you get weirded out when a shirtless guy starts doing pull-ups at the playground? No, bro. Most people that are shirtless working out at the playground are not sexual predators. Most of them are just deeply mentally unwell. He's okay. That guy's chill, man. The guy with no shirt and a toque and sunglasses on, who's dressed like Santa Claus in the summertime, he's not a sexual predator. He's just crazy. He's all right. Let him do the pull-ups. The 62-year-old guy with the 8-pack, he's okay, I swear. I see him there all the time. You gotta relax a little bit, man. You see those videos of moms freaking out at people glancing at them in the parking lot? So you haven't been listening. I have not seen those videos, but I do believe that. And my grandma's always, like, before I was off Facebook, she was always posting stuff on Facebook that was like, if you ever see a piece of tape on your car, run back into the shopping mall. That's human traffickers put a piece of scotch tape on your car door handle to mark your car. And then when you come back, they're gonna hit you over the head with a big club and sell you into sexual slavery. And I'm like, Grandma, no, I don't think that's true. That's true. I wouldn't be so mad about it if they would stop falling for like Lyrebird AI, hey, I'm in prison and I need 15 grand in Amazon gift cards for bail money right away. Shut the fuck up, Grandma! Grandma, they fucking need you to give them 15. Go to the Bitcoin ATM inside of the vape shop. Yeah, that sounds like my grandson. That sounds like something my grandson notoriously is always getting kidnapped and ransomed for gas station Bitcoin. Anyway, it does happen to some people, but you must live in a nice neighborhood. Bro, I'm a public figure. I could be getting blasted like nonstop. You're just a person, like no disrespect. I'm telling you not to be afraid. Sometimes I'll walk into a place and like 2 people will be like, there's that guy right there. I know this guy. There's people out there with an axe to grind because they're crazy. You're probably moving different out there. You're moving invisible. You're chill. I think I would have a really hard time not arguing with somebody telling me to get off of the school running track. Isn't that what the school running track is for after hours, man? There's no kids. You run on the running track. No, it's for nothing. I guess. It's for kids still? Well, maybe the kids should start paying their fucking taxes, because as far as I'm concerned, that's the Ryan Letourneau fucking running track. The Ryan Letourneau Memorial running track. Sorry, kids. As of right now, you're a net drain on society. 2 decades, the fucking pendulum might reverse, but for now, well, I mean, I'm LARPing because I don't run, but for now, you'll catch me doing laps, bro. I bet you got a sub 8 in you. When I was running, you should slash Mario. This is now just mindless self-indulgence. When I was running, I was typically doing like a 55-minute 10K. But that wasn't like a hard run. That was just like a, hey, let's run through Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run like 2 times. My girlfriend had a sub 8 in her last night. That's crazy, because that's like, are you talking about your penis? I'm not trying to, because sub 8 that's a big range, man. That could still be kind of a monster. Oh, centimeters. Sorry, I forgot. The school board wanted to sue a friend of mine for running on the track until they found out he was on city council. But sue him for what? Like, sue him for trespassing? I apologize, but I did kind of go off on that too. I was like, our country's like fairly cooked and we're getting there. But like, I always forget that, like, when you're in America, you're like, we're all alike. Then when you hear about some shit like that, you're like, no, if that shit went down in Vancouver, they would be like, the community would be like, what the fuck do you mean the dude can't run on the school track after the kids aren't there anymore? School claimed it was liability. Well, okay, liability pisses me off. I would like to think that if I fell on a school track because I'm clumsy, I would just take the L on that one and hop home. But I do want one of the streetcars at Disneyland to run over my leg, because that would be fucking huge. That would be fucking huge. Something seems wrong with liability, though. Like, I don't understand, like, if you're wearing fucked up footwear and you're walking on the sidewalk in the wintertime and you fall down, like, all of a sudden I owe you $1 million? That doesn't seem to make any sense at all, bro. You're wearing slippers outside in Ice Storm 97. Like that, I could salt the fuck out of the sidewalk. You could still fall over. You're old, man. How do you avoid getting sued on a daily basis? Well, it's like not that big of a deal. The real debuff, I mean, I'm sure it sucks if you get sued for something that is the other person's fault. Like one of those situations where like a robber falls through your skylight and cuts their arm really bad and then they sue you. But like, the big debuff is that you can't have shit because of liability. Because it's like, well, like the same, I'd love to finance, I'm not gonna build it. I'd love to finance a community playground, but unfortunately, some kid, gets CJ Strouded on the fucking playground. All of a sudden, it's my fault that the other kid's parents are like neglectful. The other kid's parents who roughed the passer because they're both workaholics It's not their fault, it's my fault because I took ownership of the fucking grass or whatever. Wait till you hear about attractive nuisance. Wait, 1 second here, 1 second. A dangerous condition on a property that could attract children and cause them harm. So like having like examples of attractive nuisances. Swimming pools without a fence and a lockable gate, trampolines, abandoned vehicles. Okay, well, the pool I understand. You don't want to fuck around with a pool. Trampoline kind of pisses me off. If I got a trampoline on my property and a kid starts jumping on it and they break their leg, they broke their leg by being shitty at jumping, man. Can you not? I know this isn't how the law works, but can't you get in front of the judge and be like, Your Honor, I bounced on that thing 1,000 times. Look at this, boing boing, like my legs are fine. This kid sucks ass at jumping. It's not my fault. Use clear warnings. Post clear no trespassing signs, though this is often not enough on its own. What are we doing, man? Ensure you have adequate homeowner's insurance? What the fuck is my deductible if a kid breaks into my backyard and drowns in my swimming pool, man? This doesn't make any sense. Whatever. I'm on, like, going to a legal page on Wikipedia is the same as going to like a math page. You'll be in high school and be like, I want to learn a little bit more about trigonometry. And then they start hitting you with math theory or some shit like that. And you're like, get me out of here. I'm done. Anyway, good stream today. Good Isaac. I'm gonna send you over to my wife's stream and I'll be back tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Hello, Luca. This one's for those ice cold Michelle Pfeiffer, the white gold. This one's for the good girls, them hood girls, straight masterpieces, styling, flying, living it up in the city. Got the Saint Laurent with the Chucks on. I gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. It's too hot, hot darn. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. Too hot. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Girls hit your hallelujahs. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gonna give it to you. Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Yeah, I do. That song comes up a lot on the Peloton. Like a lot. Like